Rob, first of all, how's the team news looking, fitness-wise, injury-wise? How are we looking?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, people are aware that we've got a couple of multiple injuries around the front row a little bit, but other than that, we came through the Wasps game okay, as you would typically from a tough Premiership game. We picked up some bumps and bruises, but no, we feel pretty comfortable with the team we're able to pick. We have got a few selection options still. It's not like it's not we're down to the absolute bare bones. And the pleasing news is we are getting some of the longer term guys actually out running around in training as well. They're only at the they're not ready to go yet, but guys like Dave Dennis and Henry Slade, Mikel Campanaro's running around a bit. We are starting to feel like we're getting to the end stage with a few of the guys. Jack Yendall did a little bit today, which is important for us as well. So it is going to thicken out over the next 3 or 4 weeks, but the important thing is for us to focus now on lockdown now and make sure we're still maximising what we can get out of this time of the year. There's no good looking around waiting for people to get fit or people to return from international duty. It's about what we can achieve this week. It's going to be important for us.
Indeed. Were you relieved when Eddie Jones didn't pick Luke Cowan-Dickie? I know you would always want your players to go and play for England.
Well, yes and no. I mean, obviously the fact that we've got a couple of injuries there means that it's nice to have a quality player like Luke available. But at the same time, we're always delighted when our guys get to play for England, and Luke's been playing very, very well for us. So I suppose it's one of those things, isn't it? It's tough one way and it's great another way. But the important thing now is for us, as I say, is for us to focus and make sure we perform well this weekend at home, because I can dress it up and run around and try and say all kinds of clever things about the last home performance against Worcester, but it wasn't of the standard we needed to be. I thought we dealt with a lot of that away at Wasps, and as I said before, going away to what are currently top 4 rivals, because that's what they are currently, and getting a losing bonus point is not the end of the world, but it's not the end of the world if you're performing in other games, and that means performing this weekend against Northampton.
You alluded there to kind of the form a little bit. I think it's rare for us to have to say you've lost your last 3 in the league, and I think it's 7 out of the last 11 in all competitions. It doesn't happen very often. Can you put your finger on I don't want to say what's gone wrong, because clearly you're still second in the league, so not a lot, but you know what I mean, about why there's been a little dip in form?
I mean, the reality is a fair few of those games are Champions League games, Champions Cup games, which are they're a little bit of a different entity, and considering you chuck in 2 Leinster performances that maybe the home game wasn't what we needed it to be, but away from home again we were very good. Losing bonus point away to a very good Leinster side, probably the team who are probably being considered the form team, and then obviously people are aware of the Glasgow away game. So when you take 3 of those games out, it becomes a completely different picture, and I think you've got to be prepared to do that. Have every performance been at the level we want it to be? No. Is any team capable of playing at the level we were earlier in the season for a large group of Premiership games and those first 2 Champions Cup games? I think that's quite a big ask, especially when you have players picking up injuries and you have players going away on international duty. And actually the battle now isn't really whether we're not playing as well as we were. The battle is, and I'm worrying about that too much, the battle and the process is getting us back to a level that we can fight our way into the end of the season, and we feel like we're accelerating into the end of the season. The one thing you don't want is to be playing great now and your performances start dipping away. And obviously I'd like us to be playing better, I'd like us to be winning games, but actually the important thing for us now is to start to accelerate from a foundation. And I actually think the last couple of weeks of training, looking at the way the players are kind of talking and interacting, large parts of the performance against Wasps, we're back on an upward curve from the Worcester performance, and that's the important thing. The important thing is for us now to maintain an upward curve until the end of the season, because it's actually quite rare that the team that finishes top of the Premiership wins. I think. Yes,
as you know.
I think the team that's finished top of the Premiership has only won about a third of the time. So actually, galloping along all through the season is not been identified as a way to win the Premiership. It's getting yourselves, your intensity and your focus and your energy levels bang on in that running of that last 6-7 games. Now we're approaching that now, and that's why we've got to start dealing with it now.
In some ways does a bit of, I don't want to say turmoil, but a bit of difficulty, tough times and tough results, but you look at Worcester and obviously going away to Wasps and not winning and what have you. In that way, can it be good in a way, because people galvanise themselves together, they draw themselves together, they remember what it feels like to not win a game, and that they don't want to have that feeling again?
Yeah, definitely. But that's how you've got to use it. You've got to use it as something that becomes a kind of a stimulus to improve your training and your individual preparation, and as you say, get you to refocus on the basics that are the things that build good Premiership performances. That's all we focused on. We haven't tried to be haven't tried to be kind of too clever and find problems that aren't there, but at the same time we've addressed issues that we think are there, and a lot of them are. I know it sounds ridiculously simple, but they're never this simple. I mean, we just have failed to keep the ball at times in very important situations. The Wasps game is a perfect example.
Yeah.
You know, we've lost that game by one score in a tight Premiership game. We get over the try line and don't have a try disallowed because we get held up. We lose the ball on another 5-metre piece of pressure. We get turned over from a 5-metre scrum. You know, you can start to think of all the ways we could have scored another try. You know, Will Chudley makes a break, and you could talk about Israel high title, but whatever, we end up losing the ball from it. You know, there are moments that we convert one of them, and we'd be sitting here saying, well, we've completely reversed our form because we lost against Worcester and then we've gone to Wasps away and won. And it's never quite like that. The margins are always a little bit finer, but they're the ones you've got to work at very, very hard.